If you're interested in a dynamic exploration of how Jesus can be a credible guide on your spiritual journey, I hope you'd consider joining me for the Living the Questions webinar of Saving Jesus. The 12 Zoom sessions will be on Thursday mornings from 10 a.m. to noon Arizona time, starting February 29th and going through May 16th. Registration, which includes the 12 online Zoom sessions and downloadable study and discussion guides, is just $79 per person.
Everybody knows something is wrong. Doesn't matter if you talk to liberals, conservatives, very Unitarians, or Pentecostals. Do you think we're on the right track? They'll say no. Are you worried? Yes. Are you frightened? Yes. Our society has divided us all into camps, and we're all warring with each other. We're not talking to each other. We're not valuing different points of view. We're hunkering down, circling the wagons, and lobbing shells back and forth at one another. That has no future.
Apocalyptic firebrand, mystical faith healer, political insurrectionist. There are as many images of Jesus as there are theological and political stripes.
Walk into the narthex of any number of Protestant churches, and you're likely to find the sentimental, blue-eyed, pink-skinned Jesus of artist Warner Sallman gazing peacefully upon your comings and goings.
Enter the neighboring Catholic church and you'll probably find the image of a beaten, bleeding, emaciated man suffering on a cross.
From the Gospels to illustrated Bible storybooks to portrayals in film, Jesus has been the subject of considerable spin over the ages.
There's all kinds of controversy on how we read the four Gospels that we have in the New Testament. People sometimes say, oh, somebody just made this guy up. He's a fictional character. And I want to say, well, whoever made him up, that's the person I want to follow. Because there's just something inexhaustible and inspiring, and I believe truly substantial, when we look just at those texts.
Who was Jesus? I mean, that is a really, really tough question to answer, because so much of what we have is fragmentary in the evidence. So you never get a complete picture. You get glimpses, you get fragments.
Is we've taken 2,000 years to turn Jesus into someone very different than that person who got in the water with John for baptism.
The poor have the good news preached to them. The sick are healed. It's people who reach out and live that gospel of Jesus to those who are the outcast and the abandoned in society, especially a preferential love for poor people, for prisoners, for battered women, for children who are in poverty. To me, that's a sign.
The incarnation to me is being around a table where there are people of every color and different languages and different political and theological points of view, different ways of living their lives, different understandings of who they are to love, having a meal together.
And the alternative wisdom of Job, Ecclesiastes, and of Jesus speaks of a radical centering in that mystery with a capital M that lies beyond tradition, beyond convention, in the Spirit of God.
It's amazing when you talk to people who think Jesus said certain things he never said about people going to hell or something, positing this God as an angry God, a lawgiver and a judge, someone who's like your angry father you had to appease with gifts to get back on the right side of. All that stuff is a perversion of the simple teachings of Jesus, that we should love everyone, we should regard everyone, we should bring more and more people into the fold of God's love because they're loved by God whether they know it or not, and we should tell them so they'll know it.
You can find out more information and a link to register at livingthequestions.com. Registration is limited, so be sure to sign up now for inspiring input, great conversation, and a liberating view of what it means to follow Jesus today.